Hello, and welcome to your learning challenge. The learning challenge today is to learn as much as you can about Invisible Seattle in 5 minutes. Remember, there is a quiz at the end, so pay close attention to the following details. To start with, who are the Invisibles that make up Invisible Seattle? The Invisibles was made up of actors, dancers, writers, artists, doctors of hallucinography, and specialists in civic interventions and demystifications. Led by Philip Holstetter, the Invisibles organized a series of events that took place during Seattle's Bumbershoot Arts Festival from 1979 through 1983. The goal was to create a novel about Seattle written by the city itself. The Invisibles achieved this by dressing up in white overalls and construction hats inscribed with a question mark and asking Seattle citizens on the street a simple question. "Excuse me, we're building a novel. Can we borrow some of your words?" The questionnaire would continue by asking passerbys other strange questions, like, where could a stranger go to get killed around here? The Invisibles also used coupons, encouraging strangers to send in photos, repurposed arcade games, and call-in radio shows to gather content for their novels. Rob Wittig, an Invisible, explains that these acts were an attempt to disrupt the unsuspecting average American's metropolis with an element of fiction. The result of their inquiries and spectacles was the book Novel of Seattle by Seattle. This book was a codification of the information people shared with the Invisibles. Because of its grassroots process, Novel of Seattle by Seattle was written in many styles and tells many perspectives. Several other versions of the narrative exist, but Novel of Seattle by Seattle is the most popular version. Additionally, the Invisibles' work culminated into a spaceship sculpture called Scheherazade 2 at the Bumbershoot Arts Festival. The spaceship, or monolithic Cyberno ziggurat, featured a word processor and the dash of the pilot's seat. Designed by Claire Colquitt, the exhibit stayed at the festival for 4 days and was visited by 20,000 people. The mayor of Seattle attended the event and contributed some of the first words to the work. From Invisible Seattle sprung IN.S.OMNIA, or Invisible Seattle's Omnia. This early writing community and bulletin board system was designed to be part electronic magazine, part literary database, part freeform writing laboratory, and part public diary. IN.S.OMNIA eagerly explored early collective writing concepts, like writing games that shared writing spaces and embraced simultaneity. For example, the Invisibles would log into their BBS and write into each other's texts in real time. This is significant because it happened a decade before the World Wide Web. Wittig credits IN.S.OMNIA with shaping his later electronic literature projects like Fall of the Site of Marcia, a novel in Email Blue Company, and his current NetProv work with Mark C. Marino. But the real question is, why is Invisible Seattle so important? Invisible Seattle was one of the first groups to play with digital writing in a way that did not enter the mainstream until much later. Additionally, the Invisibles discovered that people did not want to use digital means to access information. They used it to connect and play with other people. The Invisibles inadvertently discovered many years before social media that their audience was not passive, but that it is active in writing, speaking, and reading works. Invisible Seattle, Novel of Seattle by Seattle, and IN.S.OMNIA are truly the direct forefathers to electronic literature. Their creative works and online experiments made very accurate predictions about the future of online digital culture. Well, how close did you pay attention? I guess we'll find out now. Here is your test. I will read out the questions aloud. Please follow along using YouTube's poll option. If you are on your computer, click on the question that appears in the upper right. If you are on a phone or tablet, click the eye in the upper right and select your answers. First question, true or false? The Invisibles used the World Wide Web to gather information for their novel. Second question. The group that resulted from the Invisible Seattle project was called IN.S.OMNIA. What does this stand for? Third question. True or false? The Invisibles built a hot air balloon with the words people donated on the balloon. Fourth question. Fill in the blank. The Invisibles discovered that people wanted to blank with others via digital tools. Fifth question. When did the Invisibles collect data for their book Novel of Seattle by Seattle? Well, how much did you learn in 5 minutes? Comment your score down below to see how you compared with other viewers. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you next time.